What it do, ladies and gentlemen? It's T-Shawn the One. We're live on Wrestle Talk Media. Got a special guest in the building. Mr. Hill Steven is joining us once again. Me, AmericanAlucard. Guys, say something to the audience, man.
Blanch your vegetables before cooking.
American?
It's cold tonight. Make sure you leave your water running so your pipes don't freeze. I guess that's something for people in colder say.
We're running hot on the Samoa Joe story right now. People are speculating he's gonna be going to WWE. He's in NXT. He's not. Triple H interested in him. He's not. Vince McMahon's not. All that type of stuff. It's going back and forth with a lot of the story of Samoa Joe. He's been training for 2 days straight. So I gathered with my brethren in the building. We reunited with Hill Stevens probably just this particular segment because it's pretty serious. I'm starting to see a lot of video blogs where people come up with their own speculations and saying a lot of shit that it may be, maybe not, But on tonight's episode, what we're gonna do is clear up a lot of different discussions and also give our opinions on some of this fugazi ass shit that people are saying out there, and just give good commentary on it. And also taking your calls as well. Hill Stevens has the number 718-473-0813. So I guess we'll go ahead and get it started. Well, the most recent thing we've been hearing lately with Samoa Joe is people are saying that he's going to make the transition to NXT. That's one of the most favorable options to him going to NXT. Then you have the second option, which is seeming to be Ring of Honor. People are saying that he's going to go to Ring of Honor, and he's going to be a very big, valuable person to be displayed on Ring of Honor. So starting off with them two guys, which one do you think is the best option for him to go to WWE, as far as character-wise, as far as his character being displayed-wise, WWE or Ring of Honor?
Character-wise?
Yeah. Who can utilize Samoa Joe the best right now? NXT, WWE's NXT, since everybody's favoring towards NXT, or Ring of Honor?
Personally, I would love to see him in New Japan and just wrestling. But
I see WWE, NXT, or Ring of Honor. I
gotta go outside the box, man, sometimes. But just out of those, I would say Ring of Honor. But as far as a character point, I would want to see what he would do in NXT or how they would rebrand him as a character.
Hill, what do you think?
Overall, as a character-wise, him being, Samoa Joe, I would say Ring of Honor right now. If you think about it right now, Ring of Honor, for those of you who watch Ring of Honor, one thing that's no secret is that right now they are lacking star power. They are right now with Steen leaving and potentially real soon Adam Cole. Let's be honest, don't be surprised. And by the end of the year, Adam Cole signed the WWE developmental deal. Don't be surprised. And the fact that Roddy is almost gone, they don't even have a contract right now. Nor does Michael Bennett and all of that.
Jay Lethal.
Yeah, Jay Lethal as well. So many other guys in our roster that doesn't have a contract, if you will, with the company. More likely, again, they need star power. And you think about it, Samoa Joe is a familiar face. You got to start there. So why not? Him going back to Ring of Honor, But, again, that is if he goes back over there as well. If he goes to NXT or WWE, again, why not? Then again, you think about it as well. In my honest opinion, he should have gone back in 2008. That's where he should have gone to WWE, made that jump, if you will. But it never happened, But then again, it all depends if it actually ever happened. Triple H is big on signing Joe. Vince is not. It's this back and forth thing. Who wants it more? We'll wait and see.
Okay, I'm going to get to one of the comments that was sent to me earlier when I was talking about this discussion within the group in the room, within the rooms. People were also wondering, somebody also said that T-Shawn, why would he go back to WWE? Why does WWE want him so bad now? Do people forget that he was misused in WWE from the jump? And I understand that question very well, and I get where they're coming from because I heard a rumor through a little birdie that was saying that TNA misused Samoa Joe or whatnot like that. But at the same time, if you're gonna fault TNA, then people do not forget that Samoa Joe, if I'm not mistaken, was in WWE first.
He wasn't signed in WWE. It was more like he had a tryout. Like he was more of a what's what I'm looking for? He was a job guy back in the day for Metal or Sunday Night. He wasn't signed on a contract wise. It was more like him being there just to job out to whoever they were putting over at the time.
Yeah, but he did more than one show though.
Yeah, but still, again, it's to put over to be a jobber pretty much for whoever they're pushing at the time. It wasn't like they were signed. That's what they normally do. They grab guys who are local in the area, whatever. They bring them in. They pay them, I don't know, like $150 or whatever it may be. Hey, here you go. We need you to put over this guy, job this guy in like 1 minute. That's pretty much what it was.
That's kind of still proving the point that W dropped the ball with somebody that seems now to be very valuable in today's.
But again, at the time though, he wasn't signed them. He wasn't signed to WWE back in the day. That's what
But you have talent. Well, one thing about it, I'm gonna put it like this: you have talent that comes to a certain place, and then when they see that talent, they say, you know what, we can utilize that person. Who is that? Okay, let's bring him aboard. What's his name? His name is Dave. Dave Bautista. Let's bring him aboard. I mean, let's try to give him a match. Let's see how the crowd reacts to him. Now, I guess W didn't see what they wanted in him, giving him that jobber role or whatever like that. But now you got him in TNA. He goes in TNA and makes a name for himself. But when he went to WWE, and looking at him, he did stand out beyond other wrestlers. So still, the fact remains, he got mistreated. They could have said, you know what, we can make something out of this guy. His moveset was still almost damn near to the same that he used in TNA. So they could have still utilized him in a better way, but they didn't. They chose to use him as a jobber. I'm just pointing out a fact for people out there that are saying that, oh, TNA they dropped the ball with him. No, they actually did. They built him into a very well-known star to the point where he's trending worldwide on Twitter right now and other vigorous amount of social media topics that are going on in today's social media realm. So let's not get it twisted. W dropped the ball with him first. So what's to say that they won't drop the ball with him again? I say the fact that they have a better storyline for them to go about.
I'm looking at the older WWE stuff with Samoa Joe. He was like kind of skinny, and it seemed like he didn't get popular until he got, a little bigger in weight. So like he looks skinnier than Kevin Steen back here, and this is before Ring of Honor and TNA, like in 2001.
Man, that's a long time ago. Well, I mean, I put it like this here. The reason why I like the thought of him going to WWE NXT now is because I just mentioned to Hill Steven and AmericanAlucard is that I like the fact of seeing him go up against Kevin Owens. I think that'll be a great matchup. You have one aerial / brawler type guy, which in Kevin Owens, and you have a Samoan technician / aerial guy in Samoa Joe. So just imagine the dynamics of him coming there and him making a statement and basically running right into a feud with Kevin Owens, because he's going to automatically be compared. Let's not get around that. He's going to be compared to Kevin Owens as far as his physique. They're going to be like, the new brass guy coming to challenge, and having a running with Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens kind of probably weighing away from him, and it's being teased between them, a brawl between them, and being as the top indie guys. That's probably what W's going to sell as indie guys, because let's not get it confused. You watch the interview with Triple H and how he pretty much treated TNA as though they don't exist, even though Vince McMahon acknowledged TNA on the podcast with Stone Cold. So you see how they'll play that. They'll pretty much say he's a guy from the indies, not from another company or not from a notable brand or somewhere else. They'll just sell him short as an indie wrestler. So I'm pretty sure they'll pitch this as two top indie guys from that era, and now they're in this realm of the big stage, which is NXT. So, Hill, do you favor him going to NXT? Do you see a Kevin Owens type of situation going on? Would you like to see that matchup?
I would like to see the matchup. Do I see it happening right away? No. Do I see him going to NXT? I mean, why not? I mean, again, you know, we were talking about off the air. I mean, I'm sure for every wrestler out there, their dream is to, hey, go to WWE. Like I said earlier as well, you know, he should have gone, if anything, back in '08. That's where he should have really gone when he was so hot to an extent. But, again, anything can happen here, you know? Anything can happen. But again, you know, for those of you out there as well who complain, oh, they're going to repackage him, they're going to give him a name change, this is bullshit. Most likely, yeah, they're going to change his name. What could it be? We don't fucking know. Most likely, he'll have some input on the name change. You know, I think we forget that as well. But, again, if it happens, it happens, you know, at this point. You know, or most likely, I think the big money for him right now, if anything, if it's not Ring of Honor, is New Japan. I don't see him. That's the big money for him, I think, also at this point.
In 2000, wasn't he the TNA World Champion?
Yeah, back in '08. That's when he had his momentum, you know?
He should have dropped the TNA belt and went to WWE.
No. If anything, if there were any time for him to go, it should have been around that time when he was hot. Around the 2008, 2009 period. That's when he should have gone, if anything.
I disagree solely on this basis of the fact is that you don't. I mean, so I'm gonna take it from a conversation that I had with a former wrestler of WWE, and I can't mention his name because I don't want to get some shit started with him or what like that. But he knows who he is, and I say this: some wrestlers, they're comfortable because they make enough money, but at the same time, a lot of wrestlers care more than just the money. They care about their character and how they're portrayed on TV. And knowing how WWE's, their thought process of having guys with bigger physiques or big guys in general, and somebody of the stature of Samoa Joe, let's not get it twisted. WWE, they would do some twisted fuck up things, and he's knowing that he's coming from TNA. He just became he's the world heavyweight. He was just most current world heavyweight champion. Then going to WWE, you know they're gonna fuck him over. You know they're gonna make him out of some joke. They're gonna play the shit out of him. So I say around that time, what you're talking about, Steven, WWE, they would have made a fuck. He would have been wearing a damn Mickey Mouse hat or something like that. A couple of episodes later, you know, they would have brought him in as this Vladimir Caldwell type of guy.
I mean, if anything, if you would have gone then, they probably would have put him in developmental as well in FCW for a while. Because again, not everyone goes straight to the main roster. I mean, except you're Sting and Sin Cara. But I mean, look what happened to Sin Cara. But you know, Sting is Sting, obviously, right?
He's not really wrestling.
I'm just saying though, if you come from a statue, now they didn't do R-Truth like this. Let's not get it twisted. They didn't take him in and say, "Oh, you gonna go through Tough Enough first." You know, or what was that? Is that Tough Enough?
At the time, it was FCW. That was their old developmental, which then became NXT.
Okay, but he didn't have to go through that first. You know, he got paired up right with a Road Dogg once he came on in as K-Quick.
I mean, he was there before though. Then he went to TNA. He was in WWE like in 2001, 2000. That's when he was in WWE as R-Quick or K-Quick, whatever the hell his name was. And then back in 2002, he went to TNA. And that's when he became Raw and the Truth Killings. And then after he went back to WWE, became R-Truth.
And he made a very valuable name for himself in TNA as the Truth Ron Killings. And when he became also the champ in TNA, as well NWO TNA champ, when he became the champion, he built up a pretty good reputation. And still, when he came back over to WWE, they played him in another hand. You know, he wasn't championship material. They saw him as something else, as maybe a lackey. You know, and that's kind of how WWE sells you, is that if you're a champion of another brand, they're gonna make sure they kind of fuck you over. It's like a push down.
Booker T. Well, I'm not gonna count Booker T because he did kind of get a fair shake, but for the most part, Raven, DDP.
Damn.
I mean, DDP had an injury. Remember, he had an injury. So I mean, yeah, he had that. You know, it's not a bad thing. It's a good team gimmick. You know, but again, he had to retire due to injury. You know.
But they weren't gonna give him no run. I'm gonna keep you real. They weren't gonna give DDP no run.
Yeah, of course. I mean, also because remember at the time, The guy was like, let me see how old was he then? He was probably like what, probably in his early
He
40s.
he was pretty old. He was in, like, I think it was.
He was in his early 40s. At the time, remember, DDP debuted in WCW at age 30.
He was in his 30, yeah.
So he had to be like going into his like mid 40s, early 40s, if anything. They were
I can't remember.
To the moon.
Can't remember the interview I saw him did, but I think he was a little older though. But yeah. But I know he was definitely up in age because he was talking about his story and how old he was when he got into wrestling. But thank you, America, for the other references. It's like, damn, I kind of forgot about all these other stars that were treated like shit. That's one reason why Sting didn't go. You know, Sting didn't want to go because of how he saw how they was mistreating guys that came from another brand and how they was selling them short. You know.
But eventually he went though.
And but we all know why he went. You know, because for those that take pride in it, I mean, I was a big fan of him going over to WWE as well, but it's like
again, he had his moment. You know, let him go, have his moment.
But at the same time, it's like they kind of get the last laugh because TNA got his best years. The best of the rest of his years, they got him.
I wouldn't go that far. They had Sting. They had Sting more as an ambassador for TNA because for the people in Spike, because again they needed someone with a big name in order to stay on Spike, and that was Sting. Pretty much.
I think you're missing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you take
you're saying that TNA had the better use of Sting, Sting when he was there, but no, I mean he was there. But you can't say, it was in his prime Sting. I mean, if we're talking about in his prime, you had to go back to days in WCW.
No,
that was in his prime Sting.
What I'm saying, as far as WWE and TNA so far, because we know how WWE likes to play things short or get the better deal. TNA got the better deal out of Sting because they at that point he's more utilized. He was more well-rounded when it came to the ring, and he was more useful for TNA. But as far as him and WWE right now, what more can he do besides? Nothing. I mean, it's not very much.
The reason why he's there, because at the end of the day, he's going to go in the Hall of Fame. It's not like we're seeing him every week wrestling now. Then if that was the case, then fuck yeah, I'd be like, oh my god, this guy's old as shit. Technically, yeah, he is old as shit. But if he's going in the Hall of Fame, not this year, but most likely next year. And after that, it's a wrap.
Let me reason with you on this one then. Let's say he didn't go to TNA. He went to WWE. How would you feel about that? Instead, he would have been in WWE instead. So you say he was still ring ready and he was a good going for the company. They wouldn't have fucked him over.
Again, you got to remember this too. Who knows? We never know. I mean, we could predict all we want right now. We could say, they would not fuck them over. They would have fucked them over. But how the fuck do we know? You know what I mean?
That's why I say still TNA got the better deal because they got him when he was able to be more useful for us, even as a competitor and, as you say, as an ambassador of TNA. That's all. That's all I'll point out is that TNA has something to be proud of. They had him at a point where he can be utilized, for more than just a special little occasion type of gimmick or whatever like that. Because as he'll see, as you just said that. He's not the everyday wrestler.
The difference is, though, in another way as well, TNA overused Sting. They overused him. If you think about it.
So are you saying that WWE overused Ric Flair when they brought him in? As he's old and flashy as hell?
That too.
Okay.
That as well also.
But, many didn't complain about it, though.
Because, hey, it's Ric Flair here, Ric Flair made that choice because Ric Flair was broke as shit.
That shit
he was broke. He was broke. He needed the money, but in this case as well, WWE is treating Sting like a legend. They're treating him, like the final guy of WCW, like the face of WCW. Most likely as well.
It's debatable. It's a poor usage.
The reason why they're signing him as well, because again, WWE wants to. No, not even that. They want to push that WCW content on the WWE network. And who's the best guy to do it? The face of WCW, and that is Sting. Yes, I'm sure they'll sell some masks. Yes, they're making some shirts. Why not? let them make the best of it as well.
Yeah, because that's not keeping no secret. They tried to get Goldberg to come back just as well for this
But he
particular.
didn't come back though.
Yeah, for this particular angle. Yeah, nah, he didn't want.
Goldberg went, but Goldberg didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I think about it. So Goldberg didn't give a shit. That's because again, Goldberg, yes, was a good, good attraction. Was he a good worker? No, he was a good attraction.
Well, Hill Steve was making reference to it for a lot of y'all to make like, what the hell are y'all talking about? WWE sought out to get a lot of different WCW legends because they was coming up on the deal with the NXT, with the WWE Network, is to start pushing more of the the Monday Night Wars and so forth. So they were going to get a lot of different WCW top class guys and bring them onto the show. Sting is one of the people that they contact, and they be working on that deal to get him to come over so they can really push their programming. And they also reached out to Goldberg and they got DDP and everybody else, but they was trying to get other people to help push along the network and WCW's situation on the WWE Network. So that's pretty much what we basically covering up for those who kind of like, what's talking about Goldberg for? But back to, so now we go back into the gist of Samoa Joe. So, and back to you, America. Now, I do agree with you on this. Now, I would like to see Samoa Joe in New Japan as far as his in-ring style-wise. Like, I
wouldn't like to see him in the Bullet Club, though. Like Hill Steven said, the Bullet Club is getting kind of oversaturated.
Not even that. I mean, again, are we going to put every guy that comes from America in the Bullet Club? Are we going to do that every time, though? I mean, that's become almost a stereotype as well. Yeah, every American, go to the Bullet Club. That's like going to Wendy's and every time you're getting the Baconator, pretty much. Or it's like, going to Baskin Robbins or Dairy Queen, wherever it may be, and all you're getting is cookies and cream. I most
definitely wouldn't have Samoa Joe come over and join the Bullet Club. I would have him actually be one of the guys to fight against the Bullet Club. I would have the Bullet Club, go after him to recruit him, but as an American stick together type thing. But I would have Samoa Joe be his random self, I'm a one man army type stuff, and fight him. I mean, that's how I would book it. But not the Bullet Club American. I don't know if he should be a part of the Bullet Club.
That's what I'm saying. He shouldn't be a part of the Bullet Club, but you never know because him and AJ Styles are supposed to be, friends outside of wrestling. I'm in the Bullet Club.
They can play a part of it.
Then again, who did say that? Hey, Samoa Joe re-signs with TNA this whole time, or maybe just maybe, like I said in my video, maybe again one of the reasons why they could have come to terms. That's pretty much what it was too. They could have come to terms on a deal. And they also, you got to remember too, Samoa Joe been wrestling for 10 years in TNA. Who to say now he wants to take a break from wrestling, devote himself to his family, be a father full time.
I saw that in the shoot interview with MVP. He talked about, I don't want to be wrestling past 40 or a certain age. I want to, get into my restaurant, start cooking, do other things. I can't wrestle all my life.
And this is not Samoa Joe's first time doing this. For those who don't follow Samoa Joe, he's done this before already, and plenty of other wrestlers have done it before, where they just took a little break and then came right back to TNA instead.
Exactly.
Sting left for a little while and appeared right back in TNA. People were like, okay, he's going over to WWE, and he appeared back in TNA. So people are wanting him to give a good answer, like where he wants to go. Why would I wouldn't tell nobody where I was going either, because once I make that debut back in TNA, it's going to be still a bigger pop. People are going to be happy, excited. Everybody's still seeing their star, and you don't got to worry about him probably getting downsized, or you'd be left to wonder if he would have been a main top star in WWE. But like as Hill was alluding to, Samoa just has had some of his best years in TNA, and I'm pretty sure he's not gotten rusty for some. I heard some food games he say some shit about it. They're like, oh man, he's losing it or what. I'm like, nah, what the hell? Samoa Joe has not lost.
He's got a little slower. He did gain some weight. And again, when you're on think about it too, TNA is a mainstream promotion because again they're on TV, they're Destination America, all you want, and the big key on a mainstream channel, on a mainstream promotion, is presentation.
It was like
big.
All guys can't look the same though.
I know that as well, but the thing, but don't let yourself come out to a fucking balloon now.
I think his weight situation is fascinating for the actual presentation as being different. I think his weight plays a great role in him being different. And he for one, I'm looking at a couple of his matches on TNA right now. I'm watching the little viewership on YouTube, and he's moving well. This is recent shit. I don't really see. I think people over account some shit that is really not there. The guys, I mean, he's playing okay. The match now he's playing more of a heelish tactic. He's moving like he's moving.
Ask you a question. When was the last time you saw him do a suicide dive?
His last match against Austin Aries, he hit a suicide dive.
How long ago was that?
Just like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but technically, but how long was it taped though?
Are you serious? You can't. You
I'm kidding, guys. Relax.
I was thinking about like, is it because they take some of these shows? I'm like, when was the show taped?
But it had to be a couple of months. It had to be a month, about a month or two in advance.
January. Yeah, it was just
exactly.
Not very far.
But I mean, to me, again, you guys may not agree with it. I have a different philosophy, and again, that's not a bad thing either, you know.
And here we respect that. That's one thing about it is that everybody has their own different opinions and whatnot like that. But at the same time, one thing I don't like is also that people often allude to other podcasters and video casters, if that's a new word. They get pissed off at other people making their opinions out there. But I say this though, my only problem is when people say shit just to be cute. And if for those who don't understand what I'm talking about, is when people say things just because they think that it's something that everybody wants to hear, and it's just cute to say.
I mean, that's what you're gonna get nowadays. And again, you can't do anything about it. Let them be them. You feel me? Like if someone, let's say, for example, how about this? Hates the indies, right? Oh my God, it's a bunch of spot monkeys, these indie jobbers that all they do is they don't sell anything in the fucking world. All that they go at it for 30 fucking minutes without selling anything. Again, we can't force them to change their view. Let them be them. Let them say what they want to say.
Otherwise, Samoa Joe versus Homicide. The way he countered the diamond cutter or whatever, the ace cutter into the choke, fucking brilliant.
Oh yeah, oh man, that was excellent. I remember seeing that as well. But yeah, of course he had a lot of great matches in TNA, but I don't think that's gonna stop or I don't think it's gonna end with him making the transition possibly to WWE. But to Ring of Honor, I say he's valuable because as Hill Steven said, that's that's more star power, and I would bring him in as a actual heel in Ring of Honor. If Ring of Honor was utilized, I bring him as an actual heel to because he's dominant. He'd be looked at as a dominant factor. He'd be looked at as the guy that can't be fucked with. And shouldn't be fucked with. So I would bring him in as a heel. I think Ring of Honor would benefit a lot from him. But also, I got this posted. I think American we went in on about the Lucha Underground. It was reference about him. People saying like, "What if Lucha Underground? Could they utilize him very well?" I think they could, but I think they really. I don't know. I'm a little shaky on it. As far as Lucha Underground and Samoa Joe, I think that hype of him going somewhere would be wasted. As far as I don't know if Lucha Underground would present him well.
They probably would, but at the same time, though, it's like
it'd be a huge contrast.
Yeah, it'd be a huge different scenario. It'd have to be.
Yeah. But I mean, me personally, I like to see his style of wrestling mixed up with luchadors. Sorry, with the luchadors out there. But I most definitely would like to see him in New Japan, as far as his style as well. But as far as in WWE, I want to see his character, his style, and a great rivalry going on between him and Kevin Owens. And I thought that when we did the Monday Night Raw review with good friend Coco Sports over there, Dave and them, we alluded to that. We was talking about possibly that's the situation that you have in hand. Is the Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe situation. That'll be the first target. I mean, it's the most obvious, and that's what. And I started seeing people making video blogs or whatever, and they were talking about that's who they want to see. They want them to go to NXT to face Kevin Owens. That's what everybody's talking about so far. The clip across the board, and I identified with because that was one of the things I first mentioned was Kevin Owens. That's the perfect matchup because Kevin Owens came in as a badass. Beat the hell out of his so-called indie friends. Whooped them, just annihilated his ass. And for those who didn't watch NXT and witnessed their big event as Kevin Owens just annihilated him. Damn, but it kind of reminds you of shades of Samoa Joe. How Samoa Joe whooped the shit out of AJ Styles. How he just decimated him, and how he at one point whooped the shit out of Kurt Angle. So now you look at it, you say, well, okay, Samoa Joe, if he comes there with his background of being very vicious and very competitive and with his submission skills, he can instantly, choke out some guys within a matter of seconds and become this silent killer. And automatically you're going to match him up with Kevin Owens. So that makes for a very interesting match. It's most definitely, I would most definitely feature that on a fucking card of a pay-per-view any goddamn day because it's gonna sell. People's gonna mark out to that moment of Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. As far as him, if he was to not go to NXT's roster, how do you guys feel about him going to Raw and being displayed on Raw and SmackDown? You think they would give him a decent role? And
you realize that NXT is part of WWE. NXT is WWE. They're not the they're not.
I'm talking about the shows. I was talking about the shows. That's what I always tell American. That's what I always tell American.
It could happen, but again, everyone goes through the main roster. Everyone goes through developmental. I'm sorry. That's what everyone goes through. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who it is. Well, except again, if you're Sting, that's fine. But again, that's what's gonna happen most likely. Now, if he were to go, hypothetically speaking, straight to Raw or SmackDown or whatever it may be, again, if
Uso's big brother, the Usos.
I doubt it. Let's not be so stereotypical now. Come on now.
Well, when the WWE starts doing it first, tell them to start giving people stereotype gimmicks.
Again, do we want to do that as well now?
Honestly, I think they will bring him in if they brought him into the so-called main roster, which is Raw and SmackDown. I believe that they'll pair him up with Rusev, honestly, as a tag team. I believe that, and that probably would be one of the best bets to pair him up with Rusev and have a kind of a us against America situation because the guys their style is similar as far as submissions wise and being very brutal. So I can see that playing into a part. That's one of the best roles I would give them. As far as them not making them into a joke very fast, because WWE has their habit with big guys. They love turning the big guy into some dancing freak, to some guy wearing a fucking wig and tooth fairy outfit. They love doing it. They're known for that. So I would, rather them turn them in, and bring them in there and turn them into a tag team partner with Rusev and let them. You have something going on with that, but I fear for Samoa Joe, if he just goes to the main roster because they're gonna get tired of him. They're gonna train his ass into something else, or they're gonna what's the guy's name? Vladimir Cosworth him and turn him into something like. They do it. We know they do. They do that shit every fucking time. So I'm just rooting for him. I would rather him go through NXT first, so at least WWE can give him a chance to say, you know what. He is Bible. We don't have to turn him into this damn fugazi of a motherfucker and doing this bullshit or kissing on people and turn into probably the love machine. They're gonna do it. So I would rather him go to NXT first. I'm a big fan of that one because of the rivalries that he can actually have and the matches he can actually have to prove himself going up to the main roster. I know a lot of y'all were saying, for those TNA fans saying, oh well, Samoa Joe, he is a star. Yeah, but at the same time, I don't feel comfortable with him going straight to the main roster. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love TNA as well. You know, I'm a Tennessee native, so but I don't think that they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think that the main roster is gonna understand Samoa Joe's character and his value for us to that roster. I don't think they would understand it, and I don't think nobody on the panel would have disagreed with me on this one. You know, so NXT will be the best thing for him. Not selling him short, and for everybody to please, I'm not selling him short, saying that Samoa Joe, he shouldn't go to the lower class one. No, it's because of what he can be utilized for. I mean, with AJ Styles, somebody asked me this question, what about AJ Styles? Would you rather AJ Styles go to NXT? I would rather AJ Styles go straight to the main roster, due to the fact that I don't think that I think that he can have a great match with pretty much anybody, or even a rivalry with him and Daniel Bryan would be fucking. That's a lot of people's dream match between them two. It'll be fucking epic. So I think that AJ Styles he can fit into there, but I just think that due to Samoa Joe's different look, I think that they'll try to, you know what I'm saying, Hill. They'll try to, oh, this guy's fat, we're gonna do that to him. But other than that,
how much suit we can sit this guy in? You see let's go ball.
Put him in the new bunny rabbit suit. See what the fuck that do for him.
Let's make him Tito from Rocket Power.
Surfer Joe.
Have him come on there and say
the ancient Hawaii used to say,
Oh, they could CJ Parker's tag team. Oh, I can see that shit.
What?
I wouldn't go that far.
They might partner it up with Daniel Young. Daniel Young to be his new partner. Shit, you know how they do, man.
Well, you know how they do.
Yeah, you know how they do. That's how they do it. But I'm rooting for him to go to NXT, not Raw or SmackDown, not to the main rosters and get played. I can't. I don't think I can stomach it. I don't really want to see that happen, man. But before I go ahead.
What about the theme from Samoa Joe from nobody? According to some people, from nobody to somebody just because of not good cut signing back. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
in one company, nobody, loser, jobber, jabroni, fat, may sign to this company, greatest superstar of all time. Oh my God, this guy's a legend.
Okay, I get what you're saying. They are what you're giving. What you're basically putting out there is that when he was in TNA, people kind of overlooked him and was like, oh. And I did hear this. Matter of fact, I see where you come from. I did hear somebody talk negative. I saw a little video blog. I'm not gonna put these assholes' name out there anymore, whatever like that. But it was like, all right, Samoa Joe. Can't buy that guy as a viable threat. Like this guy is like, he looks like he eats Twinkies.
Who?
Yeah, Samoa. Who? He's like a tugboat wearing guy.
Who was the guy though? Who was the guy that was telling this?
Oh, no, you know what? It wasn't just one. There's quite a few of them. So. That's why I don't know that motherfucker's name that very well. So
I think well we could just Steven.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Just so me and you know that. Oh, you know.
Okay.
But now these are I don't know these were some different other guys. It's more than just one person that I heard say this, but for every one of these comments that I heard and these video blogs that I saw with people talking negative saying that, Samoa Joe is he's the guy in TNA. So every match like the match when he had with him and Bobby Lashley, I remember seeing a couple of people and their video reports and so forth, their video blogs, and they were like, they got the guy, the former WWE guy fighting some fat guy, and I was like, okay, but I have seen this now. Now this person has, and one of these people have posted a video. Kind of, I think it's the other one you did too. They're posting a video now. It's kind of highly. Oh, I can't wait till he goes to. Wow, it's NXT or wow, wait a minute. I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, hold up, now, motherfucker, you was just down in this son bitch. You was just saying he's the fat motherfucker over there in TNA and TNA has no talented guys and blase, but now he's over there to NXT or Raw. You're like, well, this guy is phenomenal. I want to see him. Oh, I'm gonna jizz on myself. I want to have fight this guy. It's gonna be great storylines. This guy, okay, but when he's at TNA, it's there. I understand people being biased and being pro WWE and being kind of afraid and anti-TNA because therefore they are the second company and they have the closest edge to one day possibly being in the bracket to compete with WWE. That scares people, you know. But me, I have the benefit of being in the middle. I grew up on WWE and I'm a native of Tennessee and I grew up on TNA. As far as, you know, once they started up in the Nashville area, you know, I attended most of the shows. So I've been a fan of both now. So I really can't. I don't have a biased opinion of TNA or a biased opinion of WWE. I shit on TNA if they fuck up. I shit up on WWE if they fuck up as well. And when people ask me the question, you think TNA dropped the ball with letting Samoa Joe go? Hell no. The dude did what? Steven, what did he not accomplish in TNA? Legends Global. He got that motherfucker. X Division.
They could have given another world title shot, a world title run.
I guess.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I like Bobby with the belt. Bobby was doing.
It comes down to the fact that they couldn't come to a deal. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. You know,
honestly,
it's not like they let him. They left on mutual terms. They're on good terms.
Yeah.
Again, who's to say that Samoa Joe goes back to TNA? And all this of NXT, Ring of Honor, New Japan, you know, or who's to say, hey, at the 13th anniversary show for Ring of Honor, Samoa Joe makes an appearance during the Fatal 4-Way, and he takes out Jay Briscoe, or he takes out Michael Elgin, or he takes out Hanson, who I don't know why he's even in that match. Come to show you that the Ring of Honor is lacking star power.
Hanson's a beast, though. I like Hanson. I don't know if he's world title, but I like his style.
Nah, too hyped for me.
But I mean, as I was saying, he's accomplished a lot in TNA, and he's won. He's Grand Slam champion. He's won every title in TNA to be won. But you were saying another run. You wish you had another run in TNA. Me personally,
as the world champion.
Which I'm alluding to as world champion.
Let's put it this way: his best match in TNA had to be Unbreakable 2005, Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniel versus AJ Styles. Which, by the way, I actually, if I can just find it here, I want to pull that thought.
Okay.
Pull that thought.
He real deal paused the show to pull this shit out. only on here you gonna get this shit.
Boom, here it is. Unbreakable 2005.
Hold on, hold that up right there. Hold that. Let's get a good look at this. Yeah.
Hold on, let me change my cam here to
in Uncle Ruff's voice. Rhino versus Raven.
Boom.
Look at that there. Why the fuck is Rhino and Raven on there? What the fuck?
Because they were the main event. These two main events of the show.
Yeah, okay, I remember, but you know,
they were going for the championship of the NWA title. This was his best match. Him versus Styles versus Daniels for the X Division title. Now his best feud.
Debatable. I got my favorite matches.
No, that was his best match. That was the best one. You think of Samoa Joe and TNA, you go back to that. All right.
Okay.
His best.
Hold on. Also, in the comment section, let's go at that real quick. For those that know Samoa Joe, what is your favorite? What's the best match that Samoa Joe had
in TNA?
In TNA, what's the best match that you ever seen him in? Which one? What's your favorite match? Let's put it like this, you know. But
or if not, call in 718-473-0813 and give us your thoughts and your input, people. It's completely toll free.
Yeah, we ain't charging you for this shit.
Nah, we ain't.
But what was you gonna say next? You said something about you had another DVD.
Yeah, I mean his best feud in TNA, his best
Kurt Angle. It got to be Kurt Angle.
Yeah, it'd be the best feud. Even though they overdid it, they overdid it by having the match numerous times after. But you know, it is what it is.
It was good every time. I ain't gonna lie. It was some of the them matches. It's so many different compared. Like AJ Styles versus Austin Aries versus Kurt Angle. They have so many great matches and rivalries up in the TNA, and we often overlook or we take for granted. Yeah, it's fucking awesome at times. That was a great answer. That was a great match. But
indeed.
Now, American, I know you had a question, which you had something that was irking your mind about the I guess you can say the IWC. You know, shenanigans that they've been pulling lately, as far as the rants and so forth like that. Now, how did you perceive everybody's all of a sudden flop when it came to Samoa Joe switching over? Like, what was your reaction when you saw a lot of this new wave of WWE? I guess it's good. It's clean to say call them WWE marks that were now supporting what they usually hate on. What was your reaction?
It's going to keep happening anytime anybody leaves TNA. It could be the popcorn salesman. They're going to hop on and say, "Oh my God, he could go to WWE or whatever. Now he's relevant. Now he's somebody." When he made his name in that company, it'll be like if Austin Aries leaves when he's 40 from TNA. Oh my God, Austin Aries! It's time for him to go to WWE or NXT. It's his time now. He's finally become somebody.
Okay. They're wishy-washy like that. That's a fact.
The thing is, like, I hate the fact that they downplay talent. It doesn't matter the company that they're in. They downplay the ability of the wrestlers until they get to their favorite brand. Because I can appreciate a Kevin Owens, a Randy Orton, a Seth Rollins, but it seems like most of the like Hill Steven said, the IWC, they have their ways. They can't appreciate Austin Aries. They can't appreciate a Samuel Shaw, a Gunner, or a Kurt Angle until they're under a specific brand. But that's the IWC.
Buy my son the color.
I don't know. I don't know why do they do that? Well, I do know why they do that.
Like for example, spoiler alert, people. 5, 4. Kurt Angle.
Man, we don't give a shit. We talk about all that shit.
Kurt Angle wins the TNA title, and while it is kind of, I'm missed about it because Kurt Angle, he's an awesome wrestler. But like Hill Steven said,
sorry. It's one of those things again. TNA should be going towards the youth movement. And how are they going toward this movement if their world champion right now is a guy who's over 40, injury prone? Kurt Angle. Let's put it this way: if pro wrestling was real, Kurt Angle will be the world champ right now, absolutely. But let's not hide the fact that this guy is injury prone.
I'm gonna say what I once said already. The Kurt Angle winning the title is genius, based off the fact that. Follow with me, folks. Based off the fact, if they're doing this, see,
this is them saying thank you for not going to WWE. Here's the world title. Damn.
Okay, let's not forget. There's a big feud. Kurt Angle has unfinished business with somebody. EC3. EC3 is a rising star, and I'm a big fan to see. I would love to see EC3 win that damn title because he's a great fucking heel. Him and Seth Rollins are the biggest heels in the wrestling industry today, as far as on mainstream. That's no lie. They get legit heat. People legitimately hate EC3. They dislike Seth Rollins, but they hate EC3. Not because he sucks. No, he's good at what he does. So just imagine if he continues his feud with Kurt Angle. I want to see that. I don't want to see EC3 beat Bobby Lashley. I don't want to see that shit. No. I want him to kick Kurt Angle's ass. Think
He
about
already
it.
did though. He already did though. A couple years ago, he already did. I mean, there's no difference now, even if it's for the
Who you talking
championship
about?
or not. Yeah, then he.
So
Remember,
who you talking about?
EC3. EC3 is his quote unquote hardcore American icon, right?
Hardcore, man.
Yeah, he became the American icon by beating Kurt Angle.
No.
Maybe.
No, I'm talking about for the world heavyweight title. Who would you? Okay, the belt need.
Again,
We need a good heel with some stature
the
with the
thing
belt
is,
now.
again, you know, it's fine and all. I get that, but it's like, again, it goes back to the fact that, again, you know, Angle's injury prone. It doesn't change the fact that he's injury prone at the end of the day.
That's why you drop it to EC3. That's why.
Yeah,
That's why.
but depending how long they're gonna have Angle hold the belt, though. So the thing
Not
about
long.
it too, we don't
Not
even
long.
know.
Destination.
To me, at the end of the day, they should have never had Lashley drop the belt. They should have never had it happen. Because face here, Lashley had to be the best booked champion that TNA had.
I agree with that, but I disagree to. I disagree to the fact that, okay, Lashley is beatable. And who better than to beat Lashley than somebody of a Kurt Angle?
Lashley's
like,
not even he's a tweener. He's not a heel. He's not a baby face. He's a tweener.
Okay,
in the middle.
The point, though. What's the point of that, though?
What do you mean?
Like, him being a tweener, that's...
Yeah, he's not a heel.
Okay, he doesn't... Okay, it doesn't need to be a heel to be beaten. What I'm saying is, I'd take a more credible Kurt Angle beating him, maybe in some type of rough fashion, or maybe it was shenanigans going on, because we still haven't seen a view that I haven't subdued myself to
It's
viewing.
actually happening tonight. It's supposed to happen tonight, I think.
No,
next week, the week after.
Yeah,
it's like 2-3 weeks away because they still got to do the No More Contenders match because MVP wins the shit. I didn't say it right, but Kurt Angle does not win the 20-man Rumble, and they have 2 more weeks before they get to where Kurt Angle sets up for the No More Contendership.
Okay, well, what I'm saying is here, I'm glad that Kurt Angle's the one to beat Bobby Lashley, because I don't really want to see. It's not that many people that you can viably believe to be the one to beat him, especially even if it was the clean beat Bobby Lashley. So you give Kurt Angle the belt only to drop it to somebody that could beat him or that can be believed to trick him or pull some type of fuckery in the matchup. Why not have an EC3? Why not have this person that can pull something, or an MVP or somebody that can beat him and then sell it out to somebody else to build the younger talent? That's because what you're saying here, Steven, you want to build the younger talent, but I don't want to see EC3 beat Bobby Lashley. Nah, I'm not rocking with that one. I'd rather him beat Kurt Angle and Bobby Lashley feuds with EC3 to get the belt back. That's gold. Because you got to think about it. EC3 has Tyrus on his side. So if Bobby Lashley wants that belt back, he has to go through Tyrus to get the EC3. Then you got a whole other storyline and another feud, which makes for great TV. But we're not booking for TNA. I'm just saying though, I feel like Kurt Angle winning the belt is a good thing, considering considering the fact that if he's going to drop the title to somebody that is useful for it, somebody that is good for it. My highest pick right now is EC3. He's the biggest heel. He's over. He needs that belt because therefore he brings heat to the belt. He brings heat to the company as far as you can build legit faces around it to challenge him. I mean, and he's the guy. He's flashy. He's going to carry that belt with pride because therefore he's cocky and arrogant. So I think EC3.
The Revolution.
We've seen that already. I really wouldn't have him because. Well, you're right. I wouldn't denounce that one. But the fact is that as Hill Steven said, we want to build new talent.
Oh yeah.
So, EC3 is the best choice because he's the most loudest.
Technically, he's not new. He's been there since 2013.
But he's
been there
young.
for 2 years. He's young, yeah, but you're saying new. I mean, again, that's what happens my top heel. If I'm running TNA and I'm trying to I'm embracing this youth movement, I'd have him as my top heel. I would have Bobby Roode, James Storm, Austin Aries as my veterans. Hell, even MVP. Throw him in there as well.
What Heel Stevens is making reference to is that EC3 has been there, since 2013, and He's formerly known as Derek Bateman. And I'm gonna say this. I forgot that he's fucking Derek Bateman. AmericanAlucard, I don't know if you remember, he told me on the episode, he said, yeah, that's Derek Bateman. I said, for real? I did not remember that he was in WWE. Like, his character is so well changed and so well poised right now that I totally forgot that he was a fucking Derek Bateman ever. You know,
he still has like little subtle sprinkles of Derek Bateman, or he's like his old character, but you barely notice it unless you like watch some of his indie stuff or like his old matches. Cause he still does like those little douchey things or whatever, or the way he talks on the mic.
I guess, you know, but I don't really see the Derek Bateman image in him no more. I see nothing but EC3 and him being this spoiled rich motherfucker. His persona is totally sold right now. I get it, you know, and I dislike him, but him having the belt, I think it'll give the belt more value because you want to see somebody take him out. You want to see somebody become that champion. You want somebody to be the man to beat that asshole. And hey, I think that EC3 is the man to have that belt to get beaten, to carry on. I mean, Robert Roode did an excellent. I know many are saying, well, get the belt back to Robert Roode. I get, you know, what you guys are saying as far as Robert Roode being that guy with. I think EC3 he can form up with situations with Robert Roode as well. You know, have a fight to get to the belt just as well. So it's so many ways you can go with EC3 holding the belt. It creates more opportunities. So that also brings back the point where Hill Stevens is saying bringing new talent and bringing these younger guys up. Now, I'm not saying, and I don't think Hill Stevens is saying that. Just
don't put a belt on a young guy that just got there.
Yeah, I don't think we're not saying that, people, because pump your brakes. We ain't saying that shit. What we're saying is that put it on somebody that's relevant and useful. And the best useful person right now is EC3. You know, you really can't get no better than EC3 right now. Honestly, as far as his character-wise and how over he is with the audience and with the 10A fan base and wrestler fan base all in general. So Samoa Joe, you know, his run in TNA, in my opinion, was great. He did, like I said to you guys earlier, I think that he did a great job. I think he lived his run. He did well. He accomplished everything. So now it's time for him to move on, or maybe see himself to a little part-time break. You know, like Hill Steven alluded to, man, you know, shit, never say never. And they didn't leave off on badass terms, just that, you know, maybe that they didn't get to the deal that they wanted. And who's to say that WWE's going to take that deal that Samoa Joe wants? Samoa Joe might want to start dealing, and they're like, oh, hell no. We want to give you this gimmick, or because I don't think Samoa Joe's not hurting for shit right now. You know, good friend told me he's not hurting for shit right now. So he doesn't have to sell out to any goddamn thing. You know, I'm pretty sure he's in it for his character because he did dodge going to WWE at one point. So he wants what's best for his brand and his character. He's like AJ Styles. They go places where, you know, they have the luxury to be picky. They can make choice. They're not that starving and hungry where they have to, all right, I'll take it, man. You guys give it to me, guys. I'll take this shitty gig. They're not the type of guys. And I kudos them, you know, such as paying homage to Sting. Sting didn't have to sell out. He didn't have to. When WCW got sold off, when Ted Turner decided to let WCW go, Sting, shit, he didn't. People were like, well, I bet he's gonna go to WWE. Sting said, fuck it, you know, no, I'm not hurting. Oh, I'm paid. I'm good. If I want to go to wrestling, I go to wrestling. And he decided to go to TNA instead. Odd choice to many, like, wow, he went to TNA? Like, what the fuck? But look at where he brought TNA, you know, and all the obstacles that TNA went through and how much he really helped the talent get over in TNA. So he like Sting he did his job. He did everything that he can do as far as in TNA. And it's time for him to go ahead and go over to WWE as well. And with Samoa Joe, it's time, in my opinion, it's time for him to go ahead and take a new feud, new faces, new challenges, and a new atmosphere. That's why I want to see him in NXT. I'm a fan of that, you know. So those are like.
I'm reading the spoilers here. It seems like Rhino is on pace with the Rhino wins NXT Championship.
What?
Gotcha, nigga. Gotcha. No, but he No. Gotcha.
Well,
your face was priceless.
let me zoom in on that face. That face belongs on the kazoo.
You're wilding, man. You're wilding.
But they do have Sami Zayn versus Ryan though for number one contendership. So, yeah.
Hey, again, he's there to put over young talent. He's putting them over.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, that's what TNA should be doing as well. You know,
Correct.
embracing youth. I'm not saying have a developmental system, but fuck, start embracing some. You know, let loose on on Manic. Fuck, we all know who the fuck he is. T.J. Perkins under a fucking mask. Let loose Sonata. Sonata should not be a poor man's Great Muta. He should not be a poor man's great. He should not be. I'm sorry. You know, I was down with Sonata when he debuted. Saya Sonata, these X Division champion from Japan. I was cool with that. But then what do? You put him in the Revolution, and you make him this poor man's Great Muta.
They aren't utilizing him well. I like the whole Revolution. It's just they aren't getting the full utilization of everybody.
James Storm should not be going for the tag title. He should not be. He should be going for the world title. Competing for the world title. If he's the leader of this group, compete for the world title.
Yeah, they stop tag team stuff. Like when there's a what they call the exhibition match. Mm-hmm. They let Manic and Sonata do that, and they don't do the tag team thing anymore.
My feel on it, guys. I feel like with the Revolution, I know I hear what you guys say about Manic. I hear what you say about Sonata. This is what I say. Let's give it some time. You know, for one, Sonata kind of had a run.
Dude, this has been going on for months now. You can't say give it time. It's happening for months now.
No, well, if you guys noticed, it was kind of Sonata. It was kind of hard for him to get over in TNA. So on his own, yeah, it was pretty fucked up. Manic, where the fuck was he going? Nowhere. So put him in the faction.
He was dead.
What I'm saying, after this, yeah, exactly. After this faction, they should make something out of Sonata and Manic. They should become. That's where I take Hill Stevens' word of what he said is that now let them loose because they should. It should be somewhere where they can go off and have a better character or a better role in TNA. Now, that's what I say. That's what I'm saying. Give this Revolution some time, as far as where they're gonna go with it. And you know, factions. And a lot of people complain about factions all the goddamn time, but factions are actually good. Factions are a part of history. You know, back and forth, faction after faction, from WWE to WCW, factions always happen. But if they build stars, that's where it matters. So with this, I want to see where's it gonna go with Revolution. No, it's Sonata gonna break out. Who's gonna break out? Because usually, think about what Raven Flock. Raven Flock brought out the best in Kidman. Kidman became a star all of a sudden because the girls loved him. He was that high flying guy that was held back all the goddamn time, and Raven got over. Saturn got over as well, you know. But those were the two guys that made it out of Raven Flock. So let's see who's going to be the person that gets over in this particular faction. You know,
like David Richards is going to be going solo because Eddie Edwards broke his heel. Dick David Richards, he could be a great S Division champion.
And to the comment section below, who do you want to see go for the World Heavyweight title? Or who do you want to see beat Kurt Angle? So now that we gave the spoiler that Kurt Angle won, who do you want to see whoop Kurt Angle? Who would you rather see take the title? Actually, I go with the panel first, and maybe I might be the same, or I might be different. Who would you rather see whoop Kurt Angle's ass for that title?
I'd say EC3.
America.
Gotta be EC3, but it depends on who holds the title, the S Division title at Destination X.
There's only one person who's holding that title.
I don't know. Is Austin Aries had Austin Aries cash?
My bad. You're
because
right.
Austin Aries still has the briefcase, and now he's feuding with Low Key and Rawstar Spud. I don't think TNA is going to put Rawstar Spud in the heavyweight champion. I don't know about that.
I totally forgot about that part because when you said who's holding the X, I'm like, well, duh, there's only one person. I said, well, hold up, okay, yeah, because Rockstar Spud is gonna. But nah, I think
so many dynamics in here. Okay, Kurt Angle's holding the belt, but all these factors are heading his way. And Austin Aries just said that. He's like, you got a target on your back, and he holds up the case in front of his face.
That can be a loophole. There can be a loophole here. Now, I thought about something. Heel? I need a light bulb right here. I just thought about something now. Who's Rockstar Spud's feud right now?
EC3.
Okay. Think about it. If Rockstar Spud was, they might do this. On TNA, they might do this if they need to. They'll do a situation where, in order for Rockstar Spud to get his vengeance or get his match with EC3, he has to put up something. And what if he has to put up that damn briefcase? Well, and they've done it before.
Who talking about? Spud? We're talking about Aries.
Yeah, Spud. Because we were thinking
Spud,
about.
Well, spoiler alert. Spud already cashed in his briefcase.
Yeah.
He's already the X-Division champion.
Oh yeah, forgot about that part. Well, I doubt Spud's gonna go. That'll be fucking crazy. That's how he goes. But anyways, yeah. American Truck. You said you'd rather see who as
maybe low. Well, he ought to cast it. Like he said, Rockstar Spud casting the X-Division title.
It'd be Austin Aries then. He has a briefcase.
What I would like to see though, not Spud win the match, but hang with Kurt Angle, and to be gone from not joke status to a legit status. If that makes any sense, not win the title, but not to be where he can be taken seriously. Not
I don't like that, but I respect it. What you think about that, heel? You think that'll get over well? You think that, okay? He was saying that at Destination X, Spud defend his He cashes in his X Division title for a shot at the champion, which would be probably Kurt Angle, and but Spud don't win. Spud don't win, but he puts up a hell of a fight and proves himself to be serious.
Could be.
I'm not a fan of that. I don't want to see that Destination X. Not that one.
I think none of us do.
Yeah.
To an extent.
I'd rather just see Kurt Angle get his ass kicked by EC3. I'm a big fan of that one. But Bobby Lashley, man, he's been booked like far as I saw them doing a voting poll about best superstar of the year 2014. And far as best champion, best world heavyweight champion, I saw a vote poll for that. Well, it wasn't even a vote poll. It was just these people, their decision to vote for this person they wanted. And I was wondering, why the fuck was Bobby Lashley not that best champion? Because, gosh, the man was booked like a fucking... I mean, he looked like what he was booked. And he performed. Like, every match that he had was damn near magnificent. Was awesome. He put on excellent matches. And Bobby Lashley took bumps that I didn't think that he would actually talk. I mean, being somebody that was in Bellator fighting, the shit that he was doing in these matches, that's the part I marked out. I was like, whoa, like the match with him and Jeff Hardy. What the fuck? Like, the shit he put his body through. I was like, yo, dude, you gotta fight in a couple of months. Like, what the hell is you doing? But for those who don't know, Bobby Lashley he did hurt his arm, I believe his wrist, his arm, correct?
I think like arm. I think his
fractured arm. Yeah, but I think it's crazy. I think Bobby Lashley is a freak of nature and be doing the shit that he's doing. I don't know. And it was also thrown out there. People were saying that the rumors going around that, of course, Brock Lesnar is not going to jump ship to UFC. And I thought one of the... Yeah, I'm talking about what people are speculating. These are rumors, people, so far. These are rumors. None of it is fact. But this was the crazy part that I heard here. Somebody said, but I thought about it and I was like, that'll be nice. But then again, it's not. I don't think it's in this world. But I saw a conversation. They said, well, if he doesn't resign with WWE, or if he doesn't have to go to WWE, they said he can go to TNA. And I was like, but as I thought about it, I was like, well, what? Because I was negative against it. But then I thought, I said, well, he would be good. I mean, obviously TNA is going to go with that Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar situation. I mean, that's a must. They're going to go with it. They're going to put them two in the stare down and constantly tease them two in the ring together. So for the guy that made that comment, a reference, well, it was actually a bunch of you guys that was making a comment, a reference about that on Twitter. I can see it, but I don't see him actually being. I don't see WWE allowing him to go to TNA. I don't think that they're gonna pay him.
He's barely there in WWE because of payment or money. So, I doubt TNA would want to spend that kind of money on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, because WWE they'll bid the shit out that motherfucker, and Brock is all about that money. He's all about the money. So, oh yeah, but. Other than that, is there anything else you guys want to spit out there to the world of the YouTubers and everybody else that's dealing that's on videos about the social site?
Well, Hill Steven, TNA just signed Camacho.
Who?
Camacho. Oh, that was the guy that was with Hoonicon, correct?
Yeah, but his name now is Tarifati.
I have no idea, dude.
Yeah, yes.
And they also have Drew McIntyre and Crimson. I'm really interested to see how they're going to utilize these two guys. Especially Drew. I see how they're using Drew McIntyre a little bit. So I'm interested to see where this is going to go. I'm hoping that they don't usher Drew McIntyre right into the title picture. TNA, it's time to bring back a belt, man. Bring back the television title or something, because we need another title, because they have great characters and great guys to match up with, but we need another belt, because the X Division belt, it's just, I don't know. I don't want the style of X Division to go away with them just constantly giving it to bigger guys or whatever that can't perform to an X Division level. I'm just not a real big fan of that. I mean, I'm a fan of big guys jumping into the X Division realm, but if you can't perform at that pace, get the fuck out of that pace.
They kind of killed the X Division style, because when they made it No Limits, I mean, they basically made it their IC belt.
But I'm contradicting myself, because I was a fan of it being No Limits, but only to the extent where if you can perform, like, okay, Abyss can pull it off. The reason why I say Abyss can pull it off is that he can bring in that hardcore style to it. If say as we have the match that they had with the X in the
Ultimate X, yeah.
The Ultimate X. I can see him doing some very violent ass shit and utilizing a ladder to try to get up there. I can see that being playing a part. Or Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe can wrestle an X Division style. He's done it plenty of times. But somebody else that can't really wrestle that style or can't really be entertaining at that, I'm not for it. It has to make sense to me. So I'm a fan of them bringing back another belt to utilize these other talents. But other than that, like I said, we got Crimson, Drew McIntyre. I'm ready to see how they're going to utilize these guys. Is there anything else you guys want to bring to the table for a discussion? Because other than that, it looks like we damn near we whooped the shit out of Samoa Joe type of shit. The Samoa Joe signing situation. So for all of those out there with the WWE NXT fans that are really rooting for Samoa Joe to come there with this him signing situation, hopefully I'm a fan of it. I agree. That's why I say Samoa Joe signs with NXT. I'm a fan of it. That's what I'm buying. That's what I'm going for. Wrestle Talk Media, we're all about it. Hill Steven, give everybody a link to your channel, because I'm pretty sure this might be streamed and seen up over there as well. Is there anything you want to say about to your audience and your fans?
Well, again, guys, thank y'all for having me, as always. It's fun when we do this. I wish we could do this on a consistent base, but, schedule talks, culinary school.
Yeah, me being black, I'm very lazy at times. I know America hates that shit.
I think it's a minority thing. That's just black plus with Spanish people as well.
Yeah,
but yeah, guys, check out the Team Meal podcast. We go live tomorrow at 11:30 p.m. on the Team Meal podcast YouTube channel, where this topic will be talked about again, and numerous topics as well.
But you get a different perspective this time. Instead of me ranting and running my mouth, you get a different
No. I mean, again, bro, at the end of the day, it is what it is, dude. At the end of the day, it is what it is. No one's right, no one's wrong. About just voicing your opinion, and that's it. pretty much. We'll be taking live calls like we always do. Hey, one more thing. Hashtag reinstate Andre Corbiel.
Oh man, and I know many that are viewing are thinking that we're not gonna address. I'm gonna say something now. The guys they can run if they want to, but and apparently people, this is an issue that's going on video blogs and social media of the YouTubers and all that type of stuff. Now, I understand that people like that. They're flagging videos, or they're following,
snitching.
Yeah, they're running with the flock and all that type of shit. But look here, I understood Andre Corbiel's frustration, and with several of the video bloggers, because I've viewed their content, and I think what he's getting out there is that he didn't like the bashing. For one, I watched the video that he talked about with TNA's Dixie Carter and how people were acting, and he addressed it there. And in the midst of addressing it, he also addressed it somebody else that was putting out some very fictitious shit or just being who they are, Whose
name we shall not say. Then he gives up to you.
Oh, me personally, I quite frankly don't give a shit about the person's name or saying the name or not saying the name. Now, if I feel the need, yeah, I'll say the name because it's nothing to me. But this one of the people, which is the Daily character, I understand where he comes from when he puts out what he puts out. And like I told him on this page, like I told him, with a direct message, I let him know, like, yeah, I get, because he did respond to me when I called him out on the whole homo situation. For those that are viewing and will know about when I posted the comment up on his video about Daniel Bryan being a Daniel Bryan fan. My thing about that one was I was saying that the way he was acting, the people that viewed that video with me were like, yo, dude, gay or something? They felt that way. It wasn't me first that said anything. I looked at it, I was kind of like...
It made you feel some type of way.
Yeah, I was like... It looked weird to see a grown-ass man.
Think about it. I mean, he's not the only guy. There's numerous people. Like a good friend of mine, he insulted him by insulting Daniel Bryan, and then Cookie from that Declassified School Survival Guy. That's what I'm gonna refer to him as. Alucard, you know who I'm talking about. He told him, you attacked me very personally because you made fun of my favorite wrestler, and I take that very serious. I know. I know.
Well, one thing that I said on the post that I told him, I said, well, it's kind of, your actions on this video is very questionable. No, without a shadow of a doubt. It's a suspect, yeah. That's one thing I said as well. It's a very, very suspect because the dude, it sounded like to me like if Daniel Bryan would have walked in that goddamn room, it would have been some shit that couldn't have been viewed.
Boom.
Just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. I mean, I told you that. So this is not nothing behind. I told you, like, it was suspect. But at the same time, I get that you're a happy fan. But makes you wonder, what if Daniel Bryan walked in that room? What the fuck what you would have done? I don't want to. I don't even want to wonder. Keep that shit to yourself. But being a fan is one thing. I've seen fans, but that's not your actions. That wasn't a fan action. That was some obsessed type shit.
Anorexic, where his wang is not being affiliated, not being, juiced up by a woman, but instead for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at you.
Word.
But I'm just keeping it real. It was some fucked up shit. So I was like, yo, man, I feel you claim you're a fan of him, but right now you're not looking like a fan. You're looking like somebody that would probably try to steal his draws or kill him or something in a serial killer type style. That's what the fuck I was seeing.
But here's a true test of his fandom. If Daniel Bryan, who's like he said like in the last interview, I'm really excited, the New Japan G1, and granted he probably will never leave WWE until like a few years down the road. But if let's just say he were to leave WWE and go to New Japan, if the guy you're talking about doesn't watch a match, how big a fan of Daniel Bryan is he really?
I don't know.
from the sounds of his video, this dude is not a fan. Like I told you, listen, American. Listen to me. Listen, Linda. Listen. This Negro is not a fan. That shit was obsessed. That's some obsessed ass shit. Because I'm a fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Fan of The Rock. Fan of the Pope. Shout out to the Pope, man. I'll get back with you. Elijah Burke. Fan of Shawn Michaels. But I didn't do no shit like that. Maybe it's because I'm from the hood and we don't display character like that. But I've never wigged out and never got that fucking excited to talk like, "Ooh, Shawn Michaels, yeah, this guy, I got box out my." You know, I didn't do no shit like that. This motherfucker was on some more shit, you know. So I was like, "Yo, dude, like, you know, I feel you. I don't know what your audience is, what they like to view, but this kind of, I don't know, maybe." Is he a grown ass man or is he a kid?
It's like 18.
I don't know.
His fan base is hate on other promotions, always put the WWE up on the pedestal. That's his channel. Like anybody can do his channel. As long as you hate on other promotions, that's
your point, pretty much.
Yeah, that is him.
I mean, again, listen. If you only watch the WWE, there's nothing wrong with that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. I mean, again, everyone has an opinion here. You know what
I'm saying? Get him, Heel. I know you're gonna say it. Get him, Heel. Get him. I know what you. Go ahead, break it down.
Everyone has an opinion. At the end of the day, it's just that, hey, if you're gonna say something, know what the fuck you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for example, it's like me if I were to talk shit on, let's say, cricket. But yet I say, oh, cricket sucks, it's the worst sport in the world, but yet I never watched cricket before. So how can I do that?
I'm gonna go a step further when we're talking about this particular person. We're gonna go probably going on plenty others, but I'm gonna say this. This is what was the turning point for me when I said, dog, this motherfucker must be kind of, I don't think this person is all there, because I saw a video which kind of disturbed the shit out of me. I thought it was gonna make a lot of sense. I saw a video on this page, and it was of the Michael Brown situation. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go give him some ratings. Go view that shit. This dude didn't know shit what he was talking about. I mean, it was he posted it a good enough time after the incident, so he had a time to get some facts. I was rooting for it to be a good story and tell some facts, but he was so out of touch with what the fuck was going on. I don't know why, but the people in the comment section pretty much got on it and was like, "Yo, dude, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, what are you saying?" So that let me know. What reason why I'm mentioning the story, because it let me know the type of person that I was viewing. You know, as Hill alluded to, know what the fuck you're talking about. Because then I looked at it from that point on. When I watched his wrestling tutorial videos, I was like, oh, I see what kind of person he is. That's the type of person. This is what kind of channel this is. This is a channel that, from somebody's perspective, how they want it to be. That's it. Not how it is, how they want it to be. Think about what he's saying when who he wants to be champion. It's how he wants it to be. You may say Stone Cold won in 1987. You say, oh no. In my world, he didn't. But you're like, no, the fact said that Stone Cold won. No, he didn't win. Okay. That's what I was getting. And I saw it. I said, well, this is what this person wants. Now we have the other motherfuckers as well. The other wannabe WWE commentary groupies and shit like that. PW bullshit. The little Ethiopian looking character.
Ethiopian character?
Yeah, Ethiopian looking guy. He's all pro WWE. Like I said, I'm a WWE WWF fan. I don't know that motherfucker's name. It's something begin with a J.
J.
Yeah. And puts out a lot of obnoxious ass W videos and contradicting shit out of it.
I don't know who the fuck he is, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta give me some more hints here.
PWR. PWTR.
They're biased as a motherfucker.
Pro Wrestling Talk Show? I don't know.
Yeah.
Pro Wrestling Report? Oh, no, that's... No, that's
about that Damon Nelson.
Not Damon Nelson and no, they not even on this goddamn level. What's the little black character, the J something?
J
Dub. That's it.
Never heard of him. I never heard of him.
Yeah, I don't know if he's semi-popular or whatever like that, but I remember American is the one that hit me on this video. I don't know why American is not helping out, but and I've seen how biased they are, but that's their channel. Very, the guy's very biased, and it's like they like to shit on it and complain about anything that's not WWE, but they do bitch about WWE at times, but at the same time, if it's any other brand, man, they it's like, I get why people don't like TNA. Those of that nature. I get why they don't like TNA. It's because TNA is that motherfucker that's right next to being right now they have the era to being the next or being the one in the competition or like that. So there's this fear that TNA might become a WCW. There's a big fear of that. So I get that within the whole IWC situation or whatever.
Whose channel is this?
That's
what
that
he's
guy.
talking about. J. Yeah.
Oh, pro wrestling. I know who he is. Yeah, we go back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good guy, but I mean, again, everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has their own flavor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, it is what it is.
What I'm getting across here is I'm saying that basically a lot of these people, if you watch their style and you watch, because I used to just view videos and just get my daily fill of information on wrestling. And it's one thing to get your daily fill on wrestling, but then again, when you see videos that are just very, very biased or they're very crucial, they don't go into detail of why they're saying what they're saying, they're just saying it because it sounds cute. That's what I get. I'm like, well, damn, like, what is it really like that, dude? And when I view the product for myself, I'm like, okay, well, what are facts at? The facts that they were saying is not facts, it's just shit that people want to say. So that's what they're going to say. And I was like, well, damn, that's what these channels are. That's why I grew to realize. So for Andrew Cavill, you got to realize, man, these are people that are putting out shit the way they want to put out. It's the way they want it to be. So they're not going to spit a lot of facts. They're not going to be fair. They're not going to call it how they rightfully see it. They're going to say it to where they want it to be said.
Yeah.
And make up shit. So that's just that. But Andrew Cavill, man, I hope you get your channel back. Big Ray, get up with me, man. I tried to organize and to the Sean character. We got to touch base with him because there's a lot of people that I can also put out there and talk about as far as on video blogs. Because it's not just the J guy, not just the daily guy. It's a couple of the two, but to the actual person that Andre Cavill actually had an issue with, which was Sean. Now, I don't know what happened exactly, but it could be somebody's following is fucking with Andre Cavill. It could be combined. It could be Sean, because I know that Andre Cavill he called out the Daily Boy. He called him out as well. So it could be combined with these guys that their following did that crazy bullshit or whatever like that. But
yeah.
But Sean, look, dude. Now this is T-Sean to Sean on this one. Don't target my guys on this one. Homie, I don't think everybody's after you.
But it's not that he targets them. He says his fans target them because like I watched his last video. He talked about it. He was like, if you mess with my channel, things are gonna happen to your channel because of my fans. He's pretty much.
But still, it's not just the Andre Cavill situation. Everybody's after him. Now, my good buddies over there, Bruce Blitz, has a hell of a fucking following. I don't see motherfuckers talking about they're gonna kill him and all this death threat shit. Like, are you that fucking famous, man? I don't think everybody's. I'm starting to think, somebody's a little full of themselves. Maybe I don't. Come on now. Out of all the people, Daily gets hell of a lots of views and hits. Well, at least he averages at least 2,000. What I did on a single broadcast. So if he's not getting all these so-called crazy every show he comes on, he's talking about a death threat. Like how the hell? And you don't average just that high as everybody else. Damon Nelson, Dave Hero, you're not hitting it with the numbers, but still niggas, use my language, motherfuckers are still coming after you. Like it can't be that fucking serious. Or maybe if everybody's targeting you, talking shit about you, they're coming down on you, and you're not the top of video blogging or whatever like that, maybe it's something you are saying. Maybe it is some biased ass fictitious shit that you are spitting. Maybe it's you, because I don't see this going on with my good friend Coco Sports and them. I don't see this shit going on with Daly. I don't see the others having that problem and always talking about people trying to kill them and shit. Maybe it's something that you're doing, man. Maybe you're fucking up. So take it for how you want it, or take it for how it is, you know. But I'm starting to think some people, somebody's kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Pops on this one, dude. But whatever situation is going on with Andre Covilla, matter of fact, Hill, can you give us some insight on what actually do you think, what actually transpired and happened before we wrap it up?
I mean, I don't want to say shit that I don't fucking know. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Your perspective,
my understanding, he did a video on defending Dixie Carter, which is fine. You know, hey, he can do what he wants to do. Which, you know, an hour later, whatever it was, led to the channel being terminated. Again, it sucks because, again, no one wants to go through that. You know, I've been there before. I know what it's like to lose a channel. This is the second channel. And the fact that, you know, the guy been through a lot already. The guy almost died, you know. And here he is. He came out of the hospital. He's healthy again. He's getting his flame back, if you get what I'm saying. He's getting back his rhythm. And next thing you know, society or Google pulls the rug from under him, you know, and fucks him over and shit, you know.
I'm glad I got 3 powerful channels of YouTube that have substantial views and following. So, you know, but I don't think it's that fucking serious. But you know, for people to do it like that, but I think it's big for Andre Covilla. It creates a hell of a storyline for him, man. You know, going through this type of situation with the internet frenzy and whatever like that. But maybe, and be careful, Sean, because maybe his following may retaliate against you just as well. So, you think?
I'm looking at this thing right here. Sean, he that's his thing. He plays the victim like, he does his thing where I'm sick or I was in a 10-car pileup videos. It's his gimmick, his stick.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's how, you know, people do at certain times. But anybody else got anything to say? Because I don't want to hold up you, Steven. I don't want to hold up you, AmericanAlucard, and you know. Did we check the comment section? Because I don't want to. And what's Twitter looking like as well? Because I don't want to leave nobody out if they are. But American, take a look at the YouTube and see if we have any comments before we leave out of here.
No, I think we'll probably get comments later on or whatever when it's tomorrow, because it is kind of late, like 2 o'clock.
So do make sure people, when you leave your comments or whatever, we may do a Q&A. But tomorrow is Monday Night Raw, so we may be jockeying.
Tomorrow's Raw?
Oh damn! I'm so fucking.
Tomorrow's.
Yeah. Tomorrow. I'm sorry. Tomorrow is TNA Impact. Damn it, where I'm going with this shit. Y'all can tell them parties been fucking with me, man. For those who view in the channel that attended the party, man, big up for y'all coming to my summer parties like that. But next Thursday, the event will be going down. But follow my page for that. Also follow Wrestle Talk Media, hashtag Wrestle Talk Media on Facebook. That's hashtag Wrestle Talk Media, the way it's spelled, all together on Facebook. Add yourself to the group. Hill Stevens podcast. I know y'all gonna be going live. Anybody gonna do a review for
Team Yo Podcast? Your Team Yo Podcast. Most likely, I don't know. We'll probably be at a random show. We don't even know yet. Pretty much the same usual shtick that we normally do. Take live calls, shoot the shit, that fun stuff.
For Fastlane, correct? For Fastlane.
What happened?
For Fastlane.
Oh yeah, we'll give our prediction of the show. We'll give our quick prediction of it. You know, leading up to WrestleMania and all that.
Okay. All right. American Alcard. You want anything you want to pitch and say out there to the audience at home?
Possible Stardom pay-per-view Sunday, maybe.
Possible.
I gotta see how the time. Yeah.
I'll be streaming Sunday on my channel, reviewing Fastlane.
That's what I was asking, Hill. I was asking when you're gonna be streaming.
On Sunday. Yeah, on Sunday. Yeah, on my channel. Yeah.
There we go.
30 minutes after the pay-per-view.
That's the question I was asking. But also, you know what I'm gonna do? It. Matter of fact, Hill Steven, let's do a sit-down interview with Andre Couture. Let's try to get him on the show and interview him and hear his side of the story.
I'll be honest. I mean, he from talking with him now, he seems content now. He seems to be in a better place. You know,
okay.
But I mean, at the end of the day, you can go give it a shot if you want. But I think, in all honesty, you know, I think he's found peace, which is important also, if you ask me.
Okay. Once again, on Twitter, at T-Shawn the1. On Twitter, it's at TISHAUN V1. You can also search that same name on Facebook. Appreciate everybody for liking my page on Facebook. I'm up to what I was like 4,000 something likes or whatever like that. Keep liking, keep all of that shit, and you know, keep it on. AmericanAlucard with at AmericanAlucard on Twitter. Hill Steven, you got a Twitter, Facebook? People can find that.
You see on the screen. You can follow me on Twitter at Heel Steven. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Heel Steven. And yeah, check out the T-Mail Podcast tomorrow on the T-Mail Podcast YouTube channel, youtube.com/T-Mail Podcast. And after that, it'll be available on iTunes, Stitcher, and ShotEngine.com for downloadable purposes via MP3.
Okay, there you have it. And also, people that wanted some more different content. Wrestle Talk Media is also going to bring in some different topics pertaining to. I'm not gonna say nothing. We're just gonna post the damn topics because I think that as we were speaking with on Coco Sports about, I brought this certain issue up and it caught a lot of attention. So we're gonna actually talk about this live on the show, and I hope you guys enjoy when we present this actual story to you. It's gonna be pretty fucking interesting. But other than that, man, I hope all y'all have a great time, great night. If you're within my area of Park Neck of the Woods, protect yourself from the weather. I know it's cold out there.
Other than my toes are cold right now. I can't feel my feet.
God damn.
Yeah,
I would give you my heater, man, but you know.
It's all good. It's all good, brother.
Shout out to Memphis, man. Shout out to Memphis. But we out this bitch, man. Peace out.
Peace out, boys.